Hello, it's Talking Reds. It's Wednesday. We've had a few technical difficulties this morning, but hopefully we're back up and running now. You'll let us know if you can hear us or not. But it is John Gibbons. I'm here with.
Jesus!
Now we've got too much sound.
Oh, the sound's working.
No sound is too much sound.
You can hear me, which is great news because I've just heard myself sort of blasting through. It's Champions League day, Harriet. Who cares? What's going
we
on?
don't care.
The
Third
Reds are
time
playing
lucky.
Inter Milan. It's great.
It is great. I've given this answer twice already, but no, I'm really, really excited for tonight. I was saying before, Premier League games come and go every week, but Champions League nights feel really special, don't they? And you wake up with a sort of anticipation for the night ahead, and I feel a bit like that at the moment. And Inter's a really good opponent for us. I think Klopp was saying before, he hasn't been to the San Siro in his whole career pretty much, and then in one season he's gone twice. So it's a really great place to go. I'm really jealous of all the travelling Reds out there. Having Aperol spritz like Andy Heaton, but we're going to have a lovely time watching it here, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll have a great time watching it here. We're actually doing hot mic commentary tonight. It's been a while since we've done it, so if you are watching it at home instead of in Italy with Andy Heaton, then do join us on hot mic. If you're not joining us on hot mic before, it's an app that you download on your phone. It's completely free. Just use the code Anfield Wrap when prompted, and you can mute your own commentary, sync with us, and watch along with us. We're going to be doing it upstairs, so really looking forward to that. So get stuck in it, and I think the Reds will be confident going into the game. Harriet, they've had a win at the San Siro before, this season, albeit with a few changes, so it won't necessarily be exactly the same team, but they'll be confident going there because, Liverpool are looking good.
Yeah, and I think actually that really helps because I think that the stadium has a sense of anticipation around it, doesn't it? Because of the type of place that it is, and I think you said before it's only about 50% capacity, yeah. But that's still going to be a lot of people that are able to create a great atmosphere. And I think Liverpool, having gone there before and know they can get a result at the stadium, they'll enter it with a bit less trepidation, won't they? Because it won't be quite as intimidating, but it's really exciting, and I'm just really interested to see what kind of team he plays tonight. I think we've got such a strong squad at the moment that you could pretty much put anyone on that team sheet, and I think, wow, that's a really good squad. I'd love to see Diaz start tonight, his Champions League debut for us. I think that would be really exciting, but whether he sticks with his trusted trio, we're not sure, but it's a really exciting game.
Yeah, whoever he does pick, there's great options, defence, midfield and attack, and that's the nice thing about when everyone fits, isn't it? That Jurgen is able to rotate, which I think he will do between now and the end of the season, but also he'll identify certain individuals more suited to certain games. I think he made a joke about Diaz and Burnley, didn't he? Say, yeah, he doesn't have to worry about that.
Give him a chance to settle in first.
for a little while, but tonight is one where maybe you fancy him to go with a few more of the tried and trusted ones, who've won the Champions League for Liverpool, which is a nice sentence to say. I know with an eye on Norwich, where he's able to maybe look at the likes of Elliott and Diaz maybe a little bit more, but he might surprise us, and that's the great thing because their manager doesn't know either.
Well, no, and I think that's one of the best things about having the squad depth that we have at the moment is before we could always pick the 11 that we're going to start, and we knew who was going to come on around 60 or 70, and for the opposition that makes it really easy to work out. And I think a few times last season we were found out a bit, weren't we, because it was the same 11 week in, week out. The opposition started to figure out how to deal with us, whereas now the opposition are preparing, having no idea who's going to be on the pitch, and that starts right back with defence. I think, with the exception of the goalkeeper, Van Dijk, Fabio for me, and maybe Salah up front, you're not really sure who's going to be playing around them, and I think that's really exciting for us as well, because I just love when the team news comes out. It's so sad, but I find it so exciting, and when you look at a bench full of players who could equally be starting, that's the best thing for me, and especially when you've got players who are literally being left out the squad who are so talented. So it's exciting. I think a few get a chance tonight who maybe want to impress and show that they should be in the starting 11 week in, week out, and they've got a lot to prove, and it's going to be a great game. Yeah,
it's a huge game. Jurgen Klopp said himself that if he wasn't working, he'd be watching. Is the kind of one that you tune for. There was a bit of a warm-up last night, a couple of games. Manchester City played someone over, I don't know, so managed to win by a few goals. Mbappe, warmed up for his big move to Liverpool in the summer with a last-minute goal. Absolutely belter it was as well. If you've not seen it yet, make sure you see that Mbappe goal from last year. Absolutely superb. And it was interesting after the game as well. Pep Guardiola was asked about competition for this season, and he said, Liverpool, it's always Liverpool, they're a pain in my arse, which I really liked. He's been open about the Reds before, hasn't he? I don't know if people saw the All or Nothing series where he actually gets to win at Goodison Park, but straight after the game he's talking about Liverpool, and there is a healthy rivalry there, I think, between the two clubs, in terms of the managers, in terms of the setups, and it's interesting that he still sees Liverpool as the main threat. I think not just the Premier League, but also in Europe. It's also interesting. He said the 6 points behind, so we've already won that game in hand.
I know,
but I don't think that's mind games. I think he just thinks, oh yeah, well they've won that, so it's 6 points.
Yeah, and I think probably that's what a lot of us think now. That if we can win that Leeds game, get through that, then it is just a 6 point gap. And I think Pep has been in the game long enough to not be so naive to think 6 point gap is enough to see you through to the end of the season, because it is so tight, and in the Premier League you can slip up against unexpected opponents, and they did that a couple of weeks ago. Was it Southampton they drew to, wasn't it? So I think he'll always be conscious that we are trying to keep up with them and keep pace with them, and I love it. I just love when Pep comes out and basically shows that he is just thinking about us. And a lot of people are like, oh, why is he so obsessed with Liverpool? We should be loving the fact that he is so obsessed with Liverpool, because it means that we are seen as competition, and no team in the Champions League wants to draw us, do they? No one, especially coming, for Inter Milan to have to come to Anfield in the second leg, they've got to go all out tonight. They've got to get a result, because they know it's such a hard place to come, and I think Pep knows that as well. And they won't want to be getting us in the last 8, won't it, next round? So yeah, we're always going to be around, and there's a mutual respect, isn't there, between the two clubs? But it's a good rivalry, and I like that he's always thinking about us, even when they win 5-0.
Yeah, there's a few comments a couple of days earlier as well when he was talking about City and try to get a bit more respect for sort of what they're doing and stuff, and brought up Liverpool there as well. So yeah, never close, or never too far away, for Pep Guardiola's thoughts, but it just shows just how strong this Liverpool team is. I just want to bring in a few comments from the YouTube. A few people talking a little bit about team selection. Shout out for Costas to start there, so shout out for Jota. Loads of people really excited about the hot mic, which is really good, and so do join us on.
We've got a good hot mic crew coming in as well.
Oh, yeah.
And have a lovely time.
Harriet's done the business. Speaking about your booking, someone's asked here about is there a fight to get on the preview show? Who was it? We looked at Renegade there. Harriet, is there competition for getting booked onto the preview show with a pizza slice? If people don't know, if people don't subscribe to our video, we do previews for every game. Obviously, for the Champions League ones, we tend to go to a restaurant of the country. So we've been to two. Well, we've had two different Italian teams, obviously both from Milan. So I've been to the amazing Casa Italia twice, and Ian Ryan got the nod. But
they're literally, remember everyone tweeted me that time, it was Phil Blundell, Siobhan, Mike Kinney, all like, can I do the next away preview for the Champions League? And I was thinking, I'm really stressed, but Ian Ryan's solid choice, we always got to give it to Ian Ryan. He helps us out loads, so I thought, there you go, have your pizza, Ian.
So if you want to see me and Ian Ryan eating some pizza, and obviously talking about...
Look lovely.
It's a fantastic place. Talking about the Liverpool Milan game, make sure you subscribe and download the app. You get free tokens if you haven't yet, and you can watch that preview, but you can also subscribe on YouTube if you prefer to consume your content all in that way. And loads of great preview stuff, of course, on the audio, Under the Lights show as well. We're including a caller, an Italian journalist, an expert on Milan as well, on Inter Milan, obviously, giving a bit of a viewpoint there from the other side. So yeah, great time to subscribe. Make sure you download the app to get more involved in what we do for all the preview stuff, and obviously straight after the game tonight as well. But just to sort of finish up on the game tonight, it's interesting, Harriet, to me, that there's been a lot of talk out of Italy. They're trying to be a little bit bullish. They're trying to talk up, their boys' chances. And on Sky Italia last night, there was Capello and also Paolo Di Canio, talking down Liverpool a little bit. And the Capello comments are quite interesting. He's like basically saying we're not as good as we were a few months ago, and defensively we look a bit all over the place. He said Alisson's man of the match every game. I'm not quite sure he's been watching as closely. He's in his 70s now, Fabio Capello. I think maybe his eyes are going a little bit. I don't know.
I think he's not watched since the West Ham game in November, personally, because that's literally, we haven't lost a Premier League game since then, have we? I think it's always funny when people say this. I think it just kind of understands they're not watching Liverpool week in, week out. They're not understanding how we play and our defensive high line and all the things that come along with that. And if anything, we're 10 times stronger than we were a few months ago, because we've got all these players back from injury. We've got a new signing brought in. We're way more excited, I'd say, than we were a couple of months ago when we were sort of looking at the team sheet and the squad depth and thinking, all we could do with a few more players here. So don't know what he's on about. We don't really care, do we? We just laugh at these comments now because just not paying attention. Yeah,
I think he's just trying his best to talk up the Italian side ahead of the big game, so we shall see. But I think if he thinks Liverpool are, a bit bad defensively, I think he's in for a bit of a shock tonight. But we shall see. Listen, we're all really hopeful of tonight. So make sure, wherever in the world you're watching, you up in the Reds, do try and join us on the hot mic. And do remember as well, we've got some fantastic stuff on sale. Not our jackets, unfortunately. Someone was asking if our tracky tops are on sale on the Anfield Wrap.
We look like we've kind of coordinated, but we haven't.
We don't
plan our outfits.
on power walking after this. Gonna sort the schedule out on the Albert Dock. Doing 10k. No, I would absolutely not. It's really windy. Anything. So you can't buy our jackets on the Anfield Wrap shop, unfortunately. You can buy these fantastic shirts. So these are brand new, hot off the press. Nice one to Wild Thing and Bootle as ever for doing an amazing job on these. So you got Diogo Jota, a little reference to the song as well, and Alisson 3 times, little reference to his tune as well in the Brazil colours. So you got those and loads of other stuff on our shop as well. So theanfieldwrap.com/shop if you want to sort of get stuck in. Get a nice t-shirt for the final. You deserve it, hun. Anyway, nice one. Thanks a lot to Harriet. Thanks a lot to the guys for pulling that through and coming through a few technical glitches. Enjoy the game today. Up the Reds.